I'm gonna be 100% honest. My mind was really off of Raw for a little bit. And my mind was just at a point, I couldn't think. I still can't think. I can't collect my thoughts. I can't collect what I'm feeling right now, but I need to get this video out about what happened, because that's the best thing to do. So Raw happened. It was a great show. It was a great show again. Of course it was. And, you know, it was a breakdown of tonight while Randy Orton was walking to the ring, who pointed at the Tron and just showed the attack of what happened to Matt last week with the Concerto. He mentions his match with Matt being canceled because Matt wasn't clear to compete. And he mentioned how the Hardys, they mentioned the personal problems of the Hardys. You know, crashing from the highs to highs to the lows to lows, and then Matt came out, interrupted, and he wanted Randy to confess because he could relate to what happened to Edge, because it happened to him last week. He asked that same question and then mentioned how Randy didn't like it. You know, he thought that Matt thought that Randy wanted to take his career, but Matt wasn't ready. Of course he's not ready. And, you know, he wants to fight even though he's not cleared. And Matt is a man of his word, and he has grit. I thought this was a really good segment. In all honesty, this was a good segment. With Randy Randy afterwards just saying, what are you going to do? What could you do if I had to start to RKO you right where you stand? He mentioned how mentioned how he respected Matt, and how he not only respected Edge but loved him as a brother, and then he's sorry, and then he walked away, and then he took off his hoodie with that ice cold stare, and then Matt grabbed the chair with those snake guys, and then he attacked, and then the RKO, and hit a Concerto, hit Matt with a chair, and a Concerto on the steps twice. And then after the second time, he just screamed, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was great just to see that. This is the amount of intensity that Edge versus Randy Orton needs heading into WrestleMania. It was brutal just to see Matt take two Concertos. I think that second one kind of did hit the back of his head, really. So that was a bit scary. It's scary. And, you know, the way that they showed the fans was, when they came back from the break, was a stunned silence and then a recap. And then they showed some of the devastation, just the emotions from the WWE Universe. Afterwards, you had Eric Rowan versus Aleister Black. This was a decent match. You know, both guys were riding a win streak. And, you know, just both of them looking in a way strong. With Aleister Black coming out the winner. He didn't cut a promo in the end. But, it was a decent match, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Charlotte Flair come to the ring, mentions being a takeover. And then she pointed to the Tron as well to show what happened. And said last night she went to Portland and wanted to see who was filling Rhea Ripley's mind with thoughts of challenging the Queen. Charlotte mentioned she was impressed, and that she started to remember the training, challenges, and the class that built the foundation of NXT as the third brand. And she's bothered by the entitlement of Rhea Ripley, because Rhea didn't do anything to earn the respect NXT has now. And Rhea has the audacity to step into the ring and hold up the title she put on the map. You know. And then she mentioned, Charlotte said, was Rhea's really good, but pride comes before the fall. And Rhea will be humbled at WrestleMania. And she mentioned this one thing. Everyone is a big time. Everyone's the next big thing until they're not. It was a great promo. Charlotte has great skills on the mic that not many people will admit. And I just feel so hyped for Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. You had a Tawake Trophy Gauntlet match promotion, of course, because R-Truth's in the match. You had the Triple Threat 24/7 title match. This was just a match. 24/7 title has lost a lot of steam, with Riddick Moss retaining. over Mojo and R-Truth. Nothing really more to say there. You had Drew McIntyre ready for his match. You got the crowd. This mentioned how the crowd was fired up because it's 48 days away to WrestleMania. He mentioned the magic word, and he got the fans to point with him at the sign. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, Suplex City is located in Claymore Country, and he's going to invade Suplex City, demolish it to the ground, and walk away WWE Champion at WrestleMania. Then you hear, ladies and gentlemen, with some boos, lots of boos, with Paul Heyman interrupting and then introducing Brock Lesnar, who was not at Raw tonight. So that's back-to-back nights that Brock is not at Raw. Back-to-back Monday nights. Interesting. Paul wanted to remind, just wanted to remind Drew the words that he's going to hear at Super Showdown when Brock defeats Ricochet. Of course he is. And at WrestleMania when Brock defeats Drew, in his words. And then, Drew tells Paul to wait and say Brock's name as many times as he wants, because he'll kick his head off and beat him for the title. And then Paul mentions how he has respect for Drew and doesn't want to debate with him and admires his talent. And then Paul then presented MVP, and the MVP said a few words, and then Drew beat him to death. Well, beat him pretty good and convincingly. Even after MVP got a cheap shot on Drew, Claymore, and then boom. You had a recap of Shayna's attack on Becky. Becky came out for her in-ring segment after the promo. She did a cheap pop mentioning Washington. And she said that she felt a lot of things recently. She felt she lived for the American dream, the American fame, and lived for the fortune. And then she brought a bag out. I thought it was going to be something interesting. Instead, it was money paying for her fine. It was a down payment on violence because bad things are going to happen when she finds Shayna. And animals go for the neck as they want to weaken the prey before they end them. But the pretty face of the longest reigning women's champion doesn't think that way. And she's beating the ball because she had to, and she wants to beat Shayna because she wants to. And then Shayna interrupts, says she's in the Elimination Chamber, mentions how the chamber is a cage and she was a cage fighter, and everything is perfect for her to win and headline WrestleMania. She didn't plan on biting Becky's neck. She just wanted to. And here's a low-key thing. I'm going to tear the living shit out of you. Shayna's good. Shayna's really good. I want Shayna to win. Not only at Elimination Chamber, but at WrestleMania. The man has to die. Charlie Puth. Selena, Angel Garza, Lana, Bobby Lashley. Tag team match tonight. Thoughts? Well, Lana thought of it on Valentine's Day as a double date. Angel and Selena are just business partners, and Angel's here for the business as well. And no man can match up to Angel Garza. You had a side break with the entrances going on. And then you had a recap of Angel Garza's debut. And then the tag team match happened. It was fine, just a bit sloppy. Nothing else, really. I didn't know who, honestly. I forgot who honestly won, really. It was Angel Garza and Bobby Lashley that won off of a roll-up. That's all that happened. Kabuki Warriors came out because Kairi Sane had a match against Natalya. You had a recap of what happened between Asuka and Natalya last week, with Natalya suffering a black eye. And then when the Kabuki Warriors came out, they spoke to Japanese, asked Natalya how was their eye, but then they said we don't care. And then Asuka will beat Natty in Elimination Chamber and go to WrestleMania. Easy peasy. And it was a match with an finish, which was a count out. You had the sermon of Monday Night Messiah. You had Buddy Murphy standing at the podium. I refuse to call him Murphy. Not going to do it. And then he introduced the man who single-handedly saved Monday Night Raw. All you hear is, burn it down! And then Seth came to the ring. He thanked everybody. He had his note cards. But before he began, he just wanted to talk about what a sermon was. It was branded by the powers that it be. He just wanted to talk and just give a few minutes. And the sermon is appreciated to what he says, what he had to say. Some boos, and then he said, "Brothers and sisters, we gathered here to celebrate progress, the future with a vision. Phase 1 was completed last week." And then just Seth just wants respect. Seth just wants respect because the fans kept booing. The Monday Night Messiahs, or I shortened their name to M&M, saying, prove that they prove that what you set your mind to can be completed. Now the work begins, and now he doesn't want to take he doesn't take the work of being the Monday Night Messiah lightly, but seriously. And phase 2 will not be easy, but necessary, and for the greater good. Now it's time to seek out the weak, find the flaws in the system, rehabilitate them, or eradicate them if they must. It's not a promise, a threat, or a warning. It's from his heart. It's the gospel. Anyone that remains non-compliant will be like the weak. And then the Viking Raiders interrupted, and then they went after AOP. Murphy got laid out. God damn it. Buddy Murphy got laid out. And you also had Seth Rollins take a stunner on the stage, which then led to a challenge for a 6-man tag. And my thought was, it was just Seth further proving of being a good heel, and just building his character as just being annoying and adding fuel to the fire, really, to his character. But the rivalry's still not over between KO, Seth, and AOP and Viking Raiders, and oh boy. And then, like I said, Charlie Poof, the Monday Night Messiahs, his sermon on the mic didn't go as planned, and then it was breaking news, and the men don't, and then the men around him gave him the respect he deserves. And you mentioned how KO wants a fight. He's got a fight with AOP and Murphy versus the Viking Raiders and KO, of course. And then the OC came out with AJ Styles being back, and then AJ got a welcome back chant. And what with WrestleMania, he mentioned how WrestleMania season would be without him. When WrestleMania's around, AJ's phenomenal. That's what I think Gallows said. And they declared him the new Mr. WrestleMania, and mentioned how it was so sweet. AJ mentioned how it was so sweet, and they said AJ's the greatest star of any roster in any era, and he has his critics. And those critics mentioned that he's not as phenomenal. But when AJ wins the gauntlet match, no one but him can say anything. And then he did a parody of Who's Next. He said it doesn't matter if it's the WWE champion. He can be anybody. Then Ricochet interrupted. AJ was just joking, being nice, and then no one believes that Ricochet can be champion. What has he done? And that Ricochet's not mad, and blah, 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 blah. Ricochet plans to do the unthinkable. Ricochet challenged AJ, then Carl Anderson accepted, and then we got a Ricochet versus Carl Anderson match. It was a nothing match, just something for Ricochet to build momentum to. I kind of fast forward through that. You had the 6-man tag match up next, but you had, of course, a recap of Randy and Matt of earlier tonight. It was then a Charlie with Liv Morgan, and then how mentioned the Charlie mentioning how Ruby and her were former friends, and then he asked Liv for her thoughts, and then she said, she was excited to see Ruby. She was surprised. The rush of emotions was one of the best, and friendship was ruined after the attack, being betrayed by someone special. You can break anyone. It could have broken the old Liv, but it's allowed her to look into the future, and it's allowed Liv to thrive, and she's going to win the Elimination Chamber. And when going to Elimination Chamber, she's going to defeat Ruby. She's going to eliminate Ruby and go on to main event WrestleMania for a Raw Women's title match. Did anyone mention to Asuka and Liv that there's at least 4 other women in that match, or 5 other women in that match, especially Shayna F. and Baszler? By the way, it's Asuka, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Shayna Baszler, and Natalya in the Elimination Chamber match, and determined the number 1 contender for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. That I remember off the top of my head. The 6-man tag match was good, but ending on a Seth DQ. It was 4-on-1, then the Street Profits saved, KO, and then Buddy got launched by D'Angelo Dawkins. Oh man, it was crazy. And Seth ran again, and the Messiah's disciple got beaten up. And that's how the show ended, with Street Profits, Viking Raiders, and KO standing out tall in the middle of the ring. It was a good show. 8 out of 10 with some solid matches and solid storyline progression. Because, Raw has been good, since the start of the new year. And I felt like this trend continued tonight. As for me, though, I don't know how to feel right now. A lot of thoughts going through my mind, a lot of emotions. I just need time to... I don't know what to do. I released a video on my other channel, my self-titled channel, just my name, just me, Samaj Rogers, and I just said what was on my mind. I'll probably leave a link to that in the description. I don't know if anybody wants to watch that. It's just me saying just a lot of things. There's just a lot of stuff that I've done, and I hate it. And I just have a lot of just thoughts going through my mind of what to do. But good show, good Monday Night Raw, and it's 12:57, so this video is gonna come out around 1 o'clock. I'm still watching New Beginning in Osaka. I'm at the 8-man tag with Bullet Club versus Kota Ibushi and Taguchi Japan's Hiroshi Tanahashi, David Finlay, and Juice Robinson. Which I didn't know, Juice and David lost the tag titles to Gorillas of Destiny again. One of the best tag teams of all time. So, let me continue to watch that, and then I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly. Just a lot of just emotions going through my head. I can't really think too much. I can't really think straight. But I guess this is where I'm going to end the video. And I hope everyone has had a good Monday. I didn't. I had a shitty Monday. I've had a shitty past 2 days. I've had a shitty Sunday, shitty Monday. I honestly don't know what my life is right now. It's a bunch of shit. I can't fix it. All I can do is honestly talk about it. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave everything in the description. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Donate to my PayPal if you want to. Send money to my PayPal if you want to. I don't know what I'm gonna do, honestly. I guess rest, because it's almost 1 in the morning. And I'm just sitting here thinking, and I'm just sitting here wondering what my life really is. But I thank you all for watching this video, at least. And if you leave some support down in the comments, I really do appreciate it too. Until then, I'm gonna probably just, I don't know. Shit is bad. But just be thankful for everyone that's been there for you. And always remember the good instead of the bad too. Because the good always and forever outweigh the bad as well. Good night, everybody. I love you all. Thank you.